Welcome back. California's Democratic governor hiking taxes. So newsflash, businesses are taking a hike. 254 leaving in 2011. That was before it went from bad to potentially really bad. Insurance giant MetLife, the latest, seeking relief from this California crush, shipping 2,600 employees from that state and others to a lower tax state like his, North Carolina. It's a Republican North Carolina governor, Pat McCrory, on whether he can make them all feel at home. Governor, good to have you.
It's great being back on, Neil.
It almost sounds like a Sopranos episode, and all for too good to refuse. What drew them?
Well, first, a great quality of life, a very good business climate, and a great workforce in North Carolina. So they're setting up. We've got 2,600 new employees during the next 3 to 4 years that are going to live either in Charlotte or Cary, Raleigh area of North Carolina. 2 different areas of North Carolina. 2 different very strong areas of North Carolina, and these new jobs are going to help build our economy, and I think they made the right decision. We're glad to have MetLife, a great company, come to North Carolina.
You know, there are a lot of low tax or zero tax states like Texas and Florida trying to do what you're doing right now. In fact, I think the governors of Texas and Florida, Rick Perry and Rick Scott respectively, have this contest going with one another to do that. But there are fewer of you guys than there are the high tax state guys. What happens if you woo those jobs from a Republican-run state or a state that also has relatively low taxes? What do you offer that they do not?
Well, Rick Perry and Nikki Haley and Bob McDonnell and all the Republican governors, all the governors, we consider them competition. They're friends, but they're competition, and we welcome the competition. So Rick Perry and I saw each other 2 weeks ago, and we said, we're going to fight for our jobs. So he's going to California, but I fight for jobs, both to keep jobs in North Carolina, and I'll take jobs from any place. Not only, I especially like to get them from overseas. Also, some international companies investing in North Carolina. And we're having some good news success. And, of course, the MetLife announcement of 2,600 jobs is a very positive signal for North Carolina. Our biggest challenge right now is in the small rural towns of North Carolina, like we're having throughout the United States. And that's our greatest challenge. But markets like Raleigh, Durham, Greensboro, High Point, Charlotte, North Carolina are really on the comeback right now, and
well, they might be, Governor, but you know,
I'm
sorry, sir, but you could look at it and say, despite right to work, despite your entreaties to win them over, I mean, you still have a stubbornly high unemployment rate. It's coming down, but others could look at that and say, well, you know, low taxes, great locales, great cities and towns. I've been in North Carolina many times. You're right on all the above. It can only get you so far. What is the problem?
Well, part of the problem is in the past 5 to 10 years, we started raising too many taxes, and we weren't being competitive with even our next-door neighbors in Virginia, Tennessee, or South Carolina. And we're looking at doing just the opposite, because I know what my competition is doing, and we plan to beat our competition. We're looking at tax reform where we can lower both the income tax and the corporate tax. I want to reward productivity, not punish productivity. And I also know that no economy can survive on government jobs alone or on the service industry. We've got to keep making things and building things and innovating things. And those are the companies that I want to bring to North Carolina, and I want them to grow in North Carolina. The United States economy still has to build things and make things. And I think North Carolina's workforce, our tax climate, and our quality of life, and our right to work status, which we've had for a long time and we're not going to change it, is a great recruitment tool.
How much do you look at the troubles Boeing has been having? I guess the government approving the company's plan to get those 787 Dreamliner batteries fixed. Were you breathing a sigh of relief as well, or how would you describe it?
Well, first of all, if you're talking about the labor unions and what the Obama administration was doing with that, that's just ridiculous. And I'll fight with my fellow competitors, even in South Carolina, to protect our right to work status in North Carolina and my neighboring competing states. That's very, very important for North Carolina.
So regardless, I mean, Boeing and other companies that look to all of these right to work states, your own included,
yes.
That's not disrupted by whatever problems it's had?
No, not at all. And the other thing we have to be careful of those is not accept federal money, which also often requires union work. And those are other things that we have to fight. But what we're going to provide is good education at our universities, our 2-year community colleges, and great quality of life, second to none.
All right, Governor, a real pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.